right, we are live. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sommer Joy Raymer. I'm the co-founder of the SINE Network and collaborator and lover of Enlightened World Network. And we are here on a special day. It is pre-launch of a new channel of Enlightened World Network called One with the Earth. And we have a few other guests in the room, along with Ruth Anderson, the founder of Enlightened World Network, and a few others that are also here and are going to be a part of a launch that's happening this weekend. So we're kind of pre-launching of this launch and really looking forward to hearing. I always love being in conversation with anyone that is helping awaken the collective empowerment of solutions and, heartfelt leaders of these times. And just in the couple minutes that I've been here kind of getting things ready for the live stream, I've just really been feeling the hearts of those that are here in the room. And I think you will all be able to learn more about what this Enlightened World Network One with the Earth channel is about, and an opportunity here, a call for those that are one with the Earth to share their gifts potentially in this channel. So I welcome, we're in gallery view. Welcome those of you that are here for this pre-launch. Let's get started with this pre-launch party with you all. And thank you, Ruth, for bringing this forward and continually growing and evolving. And, the Enlightened World Network continues to expand, and you've done so much over these couple of years of really creating a container, a space for thriving for these voices. So thank you.
Thank you, Sommer, for having us.
So tell us what has been the behind the idea of starting this Facebook page, and how is it different than the other channels, Enlightened World Living, Enlightened World Network? Tell us more about what distinguishes this particular channel, and what is it that you're looking for to bring in?
Sure. So I'm going to back up about a year.
Okay.
I work very closely with Archangel Michael, and about a year ago, he showed me this new channel and told me that it was going to be called One with the Earth. But of course, as Archangel Michael works, he doesn't give me a timeline. So I really had no idea when this was going to be rolling in, but I could see it out there. And then about 2 months ago, he said, okay, now it's time. So I have been listening for a year about different things that might be included on this channel. Each of our 3 channels are actually very different. And when I say channel, I mean Facebook page. And then that Facebook page, those videos go to our YouTube page. So at this point, we have over 2,000 videos on YouTube. But our first page was Enlightened World Network. And that channel is really quite sacred in the sense that it helps to bring people closer to their divinity. It helps people to understand a little better their soul's calling. So, Sharon has a show on Enlightened World Network, as does Tomás. So I'm going to let them tell you about those in a minute. Our second channel that we started was Ewn Enlightened Living. And the message behind that one is anything that impacts us as a human living a spiritual life. And so right now on that show, we have chanting for change at the end of the night. We have yoga. We have Dating Your Diet with Lisa Berry. And we also have a new show called Enlightened Plate with Reverend Stacy Small. So there's a number of different shows that come into that. But pretty much anything that has to do with being a spiritual being having a physical experience. Now this third page, One with the Earth, is very broad and expansive in comparison. And it's an exploration into everything energetically and spiritually that impacts Gaia and the humans that inhabit it. So we're celebrating the planet, nature, animals, the moon, the waterways. We're looking at sustainability, anything having to do with the earth, those who love the earth, and interestingly enough, even looking at our atmosphere. And is there anything else in our atmosphere? We know that, let me just say, I don't believe anymore that we are the only ones inhabiting our, our, our planet, right? And I have had the immense opportunity to work with divine healers over the last 2 years that aren't from our planet. They're divine healers that are coming to us from other places. And that's part of this one with the earth, because those divine healers care about the folks on the earth. They are one with the earth. So this is a much broader, expansive genre for us this time. And we've got these 3 folks that are helping us with that. They were all part of a collective coming together to help planet. And Tomás, let's start with you first. So Tomás Garza comes to us, and he is sharing with us a program every single day of the year. It's A Course in Miracles 365. And Tomás is bringing a message every day. Tomás, do you want to come on and share with us what it is that you're bringing to Enlightened World Network, and what brought you to us?
All right. Well, I've been with the network for just about 2 months, so I'm relatively new. And what brought me was my very good friend and business partner, Lisa Berry, who is the host of Dating Your Diet, and our friend, GP Walsh, who is a well-known spiritual teacher. He is the host of Satsang with G on Sundays, which streams also to the network. So really, we all 3 sort of converged upon Ruth at the same time. And this was January, literally just a couple of months ago. So the show that I'm hosting is specifically about A Course in Miracles. It's called A Course in Miracles 365, and it's daily, which is a lot of fun to get to interact with people every day. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing basic principles of universal spirituality in the context of that course. But people are joining the live stream every day who don't own a copy of A Course in Miracles, who are not students. Why does that matter? Because it's spiritual. There's spiritual principles that apply no matter what someone's practice is. So somebody could be deeply into a different spiritual tradition, and still this would inform their walk. This would inform their practice in a lot of different ways, because the principles are universal. It's universal in application, and it's just so much fun to be able to interact with people live. I'm also a podcast host, and we record all of our episodes ahead of time. So this is a different dynamic, and one that I'm really enjoying.
And we love having Tomás with us here. And he is supporting us this weekend by being a host for a couple of the shows that we're going to be presenting. So I'll take just a minute and share with you what we are doing this weekend. We have got 2 full days lined up. And when I say full days, I mean 8 in the morning Eastern until 11 at night on Saturday. And on Sunday, it is 8 in the morning until midnight Eastern time. Every hour on the hour, we're going to be having different shows coming on live. Tomás is graciously hosting 1 or 2 of those. And every show has something to do with a connection with energy or spirit, the planet. It is really a broad genre, so it's just a lot of fun to get on there and watch. And the way that you do that is by going on Facebook to Enlightened World Network One with the Earth. And you can just be on there and just see each show as it's coming up and coming on. So thank you, Tomás. I'm so thankful to have you here.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me. It's fun.
So Keira, let's talk to you. So Keira Lani has been providing beautiful meditations for us on Enlightened World Network. One of the things that we do as a network is we provide a live guided meditation every day of the year. Such as Tomás, we have that commitment that we are there for you, for your spiritual growth and development every day of the year. When Keira comes on, her meditations are so grounded in the earth. And I love the work that she does, working with the energy of the different mountains. And Keira has taught courses at Mount Shasta about the energies of the mountains, and couldn't wait to bring Keira on in this way to support this channel. Now, Keira, I'm going to tell on you for just a minute. Keira has committed to doing a continuing show on this, what we call our third channel. It's going to be the second and fourth Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern, and it's called Counsel with Trees. So, Keira, would you please share with us what work is it that you are doing in the world? What's this connection that you've got with trees?
Thank you, Ruth. It's such a pleasure to be bringing this particular energy in this particular way. I am the founder of Tree Gong, which is a blend of ancient wisdom from the East and my personal connection with trees and nature. And I was actually introduced to this particular type of energy medicine in my 20s by a cedar tree who connected me to an awareness of a communication network around the entire planet. Much later, I learned about the mycelial network, how trees communicate through their roots and how they emit chemicals into the air to communicate with their environment. And I realized that the trees are calling us back. Actually, the trees have called me into service in a particular way of bringing humans back into connection with our true nature through connecting with nature. And I kind of feel like that's what this channel is about. In my sense is that even when we're talking about, like you said, extraterrestrial intelligence coming into play, the idea being that each one of us is uniquely designed to fill a place in this unified network of communication of all life. And that's really the message that I'm bringing through my work with energy medicine, my work with the trees and nature, and now my work with One with the Earth and Enlightened World Network.
Thank you, Keira. I absolutely love getting to do the meditations with you. It's such a gift for me to get grounded into that earth energy the way that you do that. So thank you. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being part of this. So before we get to Sharon, I wanted to share an interesting thing for me. As I said, for about 2 years now, I've been working with divine healers, and they were introduced to me through meditation. And as I met each one, I would always check in with Archangel Michael. He's like my what do you call that? My grounding, my north. What do you call that on a compass? Your
North Star.
Thank you. He's my North Star. So whenever a being shows up in my space that I don't recognize, I always turn to Archangel Michael and I say, should I be paying attention to this? And if I should, who is it? Well, a young man in our community was injured horrifically in a heli-skiing accident 2 years now, I guess. And I had just been introduced to some of these divine healers, little bit at a time through different meditations. And they showed me that they were willing to support this young man. So day after day, I would go into meditation and I would observe. I didn't do anything. I'm not a healer. I'm an observer. And I would observe what these divine healers were doing, working with this young man. And then I would hear from my friend who knew the family a couple days later that the doctors would come in and go, okay, wow, this growth, this change, this healing is amazing. And he was so injured. A, they weren't sure he was going to live. B, they weren't sure he was going to walk or talk. and he's a brilliant, brilliant young man. I watched as these divine healers did surgery on the brain. I watched as they did reconstructive facial surgery. I watched as they set his spine. It was crazy, crazy to watch all of this happen over about 3 weeks' time. They thought when they got him out of the surgery and all that he would be in rehab for about 2 months, which, for a high school senior is torture. He got out of the hospital. He was in rehab for about 2 weeks. He is back to every single activity that he was taking on at the time. Miraculous changes, and it was these divine healers. Since then, I have had the opportunity to work with these divine healers. I know them by name. I see what they do, and they have asked me to put together a show. They called it the 25th Floor. And we're doing the 25th floor on this weekend. And Terry Angel and I will take anybody there that wants to go. The 25th floor is a place in meditation where we literally go up and out of our atmosphere and open the doors. And we are in an amazing triage unit. And it's not just the divine healers I worked with. It is table after table after table of divine healers that are willing to work with folks, either on a spiritual, physical, or emotional level. It's really fascinating work. And I did stop to wonder, probably about a year ago, where are these healers from? I recognize angelic energy. One of them has angelic energy. Her name is Radiance. The other ones, not so much. And I honestly didn't know where they came from. And then probably about 4 months ago, it was verified for me. I had an inkling that they were otherworldly, but it was verified for me about 4 months ago that they were indeed otherworldly. And I was told that whenever I work with them to mention the Galactic Federation or Intergalactic Federation. And that kind of threw me. I will be honest with you. I'm used to working with angels. I'm not used to working with otherworldly beings. And it took me a while to kind of wrap my brain around that. And then I saw that every time the divine healers showed up, Archangel Michael was in the room, as was Divine Mother, which was really the validation I needed to know that this was safe, it's okay, it's in alignment with those that I've been working with. So I've learned to really embrace that. Well, so we're going to be sharing that with you all on Sunday, the 25th floor. So looking forward to that. So Sharon Carne, thank you for being here today. Sharon came to us, I think it was probably right about the same time Tomás showed up. Sharon has a show on Sunday evenings called Sound Wellness. She brings us all down from the weekend and puts us to sleep after a beautiful weekend. Sharon, tell us about Sound Wellness and your history. What brought you to Enlightened World Network?
Sound wellness is all about using sound and music for healing, whether that's using music or using a sound tool or a combination of tools or the voice. And one of the things that brought me to Enlightened World Network, Ruth, is a mutual friend, Marbeth Dunn, who invited, I've known her, probably about 9 or 10 years now. We connected in another organization and just am so delighted with her energy and her friendship. She introduced us, and I remember after our first couple of conversations, you said, Sharon, you have come home. And I thought, I'll never forget that, Ruth, because it really felt like that. It really did. And I'm just so honored and delighted. The Sound Wellness Meditation, the show I do on Sunday nights, I've been doing for quite a few years, actually, on the Sound Wellness page. And so we're migrating it to, or have migrated it to, the Enlightened World Network. It is an active meditation. It's a sound meditation using your own voice and the sounds for the chakras, and bringing a different intention every week. And one of the things that we co-create together in community is an amplification of the intention. We're all working with our own experience within each of the chakras as we work through the chakras in the meditation. Yet our common goal and our common intention really creates that amplification that creates such a beautiful stimulation of the natural healing ability of the body. In addition to that, we all feel deep peace after we've completed the meditation. It's something I do every Sunday, and I've been doing it for years. And I love this practice and inviting the larger community to come and join the practice.
So you will be doing that on Sunday night. You are our last program from 11 p.m. Eastern till midnight, but you are also doing something else.
Yes. Yes, on Saturday, it appeared first for me. It arrived in my awareness as a grounding meditation about 10 years ago, Ruth. And I've used it many times in the past with the intention of helping people connect to every particle of the earth, with every particle of their own being. When we're all involved in our own spiritual growth and journey, sometimes we forget that we're living in a physical body, and it's really important to be in the physical body, and a physical body that is deeply, deeply connected with our beautiful planet and to our beautiful planet's spirit, which is Gaia. So this is a meditation, and I'm so excited to be able to share this here at One with the Earth, because this channel touches my heart in such a deep and special place. And all of the people who are sharing their connection and their gifts, what a gift to the whole planet and to us as being part of this. The meditation, and I'm so excited because it does really bring you into your physical body as a spiritual being with that beautiful connection in a very tactile way with our planet. So looking forward to that, and listening to all of the other shows. I can hardly wait, Ruth. Oh my goodness. And the trees, Keira. I can hardly wait for that show too. I too feel that mycelial network, and have been very grateful to have been invited into it at certain times in my own life with a deep reverence. Oh my goodness. What a beautiful, beautiful connection with the Tree Nation.
Yes, yes. Sharon, would you take a minute, share with us, because Keira and Sommer in particular need to hear this. Would you share the story about the mountains singing to you?
This is part of my own personal journey. Has I was given what I call my sacred name, and the way I experience this name is whenever nature wants to speak with me or request something of me, I hear this name in my awareness. And it's always that sacred name. And I just found out in December, actually, from a good friend, that name was given to me by Gaia, actually. And so I hear this name, and then I ask who is speaking, and how may I hear you? How may I serve you? And one of the times I heard we were driving through the mountains on our way to Vancouver from Calgary. We go through all the beautiful mountains, and I heard my name again, and it was a mountain. And the mountains asked me to sing for them. And as I sang to the mountains, usually the request is sing for a farmer's field, sing for the river, sing for the mountains. They sang with me. Another experience, which was as we got closer to Vancouver in the ocean, I could hear whales and dolphins at the same time. I heard the name and was asked to sing for the ocean. So I guess part of what I'm growing into myself as part of my own journey is, and with sound, is a heart singing to help bring harmony. I'm all about harmony, to help bring harmony to everything that comes into my circles.
That's beautiful. And Tomás, I know that hiking is a ritual for you
Yes.
with your beautiful wife every week. So what is that connection that you feel to the planet?
Well, it's very, very deep. It's restful to me. This is one of the activities that we both, my wife and I both, love more than anything else, is just getting out into nature. And well, here in the desert, it's stillness, it's mountains, and it takes a different form depending on where we are. But there's it's always just been for me a connection that I've felt. I've always enjoyed nature, and I've always done my best thinking, my best processing, my best connection, just spiritual level connection in nature, one way or another. Actually, even if it's just in my backyard.
Yeah, just a visceral connection.
It is.
Yeah.
It's very much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I understand that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Keira, you are presenting with us on Saturday, tomorrow at 12 noon. What is your session on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm going to offer an introduction to the Qigong work that I do. So this will actually be a session of how do we gather energy? How do we keep our own energy overflowing so that when we want to give to others, we're always connected to the true source and overflowing, and we only give from that overflow. So that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. And Sharon, I love, love, love your story. As you were talking, I was remembering a time when I had a long car journey by myself. And I realized that my stereo was not working. And so I couldn't play music. And so I started chanting, and at the time, this was before I had learned many mantras. So the only thing I could think of to chant was just Om Shanti over and over and over again. And as I really got into the chant, the trees started singing with me. And I could just feel, I'm driving in my car, right? And so that was what really floored me about it is, oh, I can even hear them when I'm driving by at 60 miles an hour. So what an amazing opportunity it is to be in this collective. And I'm really excited for what this particular configuration of humans dedicated to the earth will create for all of the planet and the collective. So happy to be here.
That's great. So Sommer, it's time for you to spill the beans about you, my dear, because you are so connected to nature yourself. So tell us your connection.
Well, first off, I'm just buzzing over here after listening to all of you and what you're bringing to this One with the Earth channel. And, you know, one of the things that I just want to reflect a little bit, I hear so much is people are spending a lot more time in Zoom, you know, spending a lot more time connected to to the technology. And so something that I'm just realizing after listening to all of you and what you're bringing is I feel like you're invoking the connection of Earth into this technology that is unique and special, what you're all bringing in, and just mycelium and trees and the singing of the mountains is to bring that embodied presence of our relationship with the earth as part of the channel. I just really feel that through all of you, and I just want to tell you my gratitude. And it's true, Ruth knows this about me. If I'm not in a Zoom room, I am walking on a beach, and I spend a lot of my time connected to the sense of one with the earth. I feel the most one within myself and one with the earth when I'm walking on a beach that I've been walking my entire life. And it's I live on an island, and it's interesting. I've done some work with Indigenous people in Australia and have spent time connecting to the context of how to connect with land and the song line, connecting to the song line. And I realized after my time in Australia that resonance, that connection of like where on earth and those places that really bring that alive. And I think it's so important in the sense of medicine and the way that we want to connect with each other, but how we also want to connect and bring earth through us is so vital right now. So thank you for bringing that balance into this really, unique times that we need technology. We need this, and we need to bring our relationship to the earth here too. So I just really feel that, and I'm excited for what's coming and what you're inviting in to one with the earth. And I can imagine through the SINE network, there's so many people that are bringing that alive right now. And I wonder for you and for all of you, what is it that you're looking for? Are you interested in having other people to collaborate with on your shows? And if someone would be interested in and feel the allurement to being a part of this channel, what would be the next steps for that?
Great. Thank you for asking that, Sommer. So what I have seen is we have a calendar up for each of the different channels that we have. And I have seen the calendar for One with the Earth just full of different shows and offerings. And I'm getting goosebumps even saying it. Of course, they never tell me the timeline, right? So is that going to happen in 3 months? Is it going to happen in 2 years? I don't know. But we are a platform for people to bring their shows forward. And what's important to us is that we are looking for folks that I would call a light worker. It's someone who's helping to bring divine light into the world. So we are not a network about feeding people's egos. It's just not what we are. We work with the spiritual divinity in different ways, and we are bringing information in to help elevate people as a human being here on the planet. So we want to help elevate you vibrationally as well as in your spiritual understanding of yourself. So that's what we do. If anybody is feeling called to maybe put a show up, just please reach out to me. They can find me through you, Sommer, or they could email me at openclinic1@outlook.com. And I invite you to go to our website, which is enlightenedworld.online, or to check us out on Facebook on our other page at Enlightened World Network to get an idea of what it is that we do and who we are and who is comfortable on our platform.
Beautiful. And is there anything that anyone else has to share? I'm curious, as you're, bringing your show forward. Tomás, every day, blessings to you. Wow, how does collaboration play into your shows?
Well, I am featuring guests from time to time on my show as well, so people can see other experiences besides just mine, because I could get up and talk about A Course in Miracles or spirituality for a long time, but it's nice to bring other perspectives in. I just had Marbet done on the show, and I just want to show that transformation and real growth and awakening is something that we all have access to. It's not just reserved for a few people. And just because somebody's talking, has a platform on a network like this, doesn't mean that other people can't do the same. So, I mean, I would echo, Ruth, what you said. If people are interested in this platform or any of the others to get a hold of you, Ruth, yeah, right away, for sure.
Yeah, I just, even just being here with all of you together, it was like, ooh, well, like, just I can feel like how the three of you could do something, you know, I don't know, just so lovely to see people sharing what they care about so much, and then how they respond to each other is just a whole other context that I think is really beautiful. And you know, the trees and the mountains need each other, right, Sharon and Keira? Yeah.
They sure do.
Yeah.
That when you talked about collaboration, it wasn't something I'd thought about in this context, but then as Tomás was talking, more and more ideas started coming in. And of course, Sharon and I share some of the same gifts, this actual communication and dialogue with nature. And so I could imagine that. And then I also can imagine inviting someone on who just wants to have a direct, personalized experience of connecting with the Council of Trees. And Ruth, I was hesitating to say this live, but I've been getting a really strong impulse to add a practicing with portals regular segment to One with the Earth. And so we're going to have to talk about what that will look like. And so much possibility. And I always love collaboration. So I would say yes, Sommer. I would welcome if somebody sees me and says, hey, I want to add in my piece. I want to see what our energy feels like together. Then I'm always open to that. I always love when people reach out to me, whether they're wanting to learn from me or collaborate, share ideas, or you know, just get to know each other. I think that's what this is all about. I think we can take the word network and expand the meaning into all of its contexts. I think it's really a key piece of having a channel like this, is that we're creating a worldwide network of healers, light workers, spiritual focused mentors, however you identify yourself in this realm, that we need to be working together. That's what's going to actually change the world.
Yeah, thank you, Keira. I so agree. And Sharon, I'm hoping that you are feeling a nudge to bring something else forward to this particular platform. You're nodding your head yes.
Oh yeah, I've been nudged. And part of that I think is working with and I'm resonating too with what Keira is saying as far as portals. One of the things I've been doing for many years, probably 25 years at least, in our own small little plot here at our home, is working consciously with nature, with particularly the deva, the overlighting deva of the property, the deva of each garden. I have 3 different gardens. The deva of apple trees. We're gifted and blessed with 2 apple trees that last year we were able to share with many of our neighbors. And so it was working with the nature spirits and consciously with those beings, or the consciousnesses or consciousness. It's a group of consciousnesses that runs and works with the physical properties of the planet, and that collaboration to be invited into and to work consciously with that collaboration is such an exciting process, even planting seeds, to be able to breathe a prayer into a seed and say thank you for growing this beautiful cucumber for me, and then putting it into the earth and babying it along, asking for the support of these conscious beings who work in collaboration with us. Part of what is nudging me is something along those lines, Ruth. It hasn't appeared with clarity, but you're writing, so maybe you're getting more clarity about it. This is a way of working with our beautiful planet in a multidimensional way, which is, we're multidimensional beings. We're physical, yes, of course we are, but we're also all of these other aspects and multi-dimensions, and so is the earth. So it allows us to work in fascinating ways.
What I wrote down was something that's going to become a meme. It was, breathe a prayer into a seed before planting it. What a beautiful thought.
I do that with every seed I plant, especially if I'm going to ingest it, or if I'm transplanting flowers or roses or other things. And the apples, if we have to trim branches on the apple trees, I put my hand on the branches, ask the tree's permission, say, well, we would like to remove this branch to help you grow more healthily. Is this okay with you? And I get a yes or no. And then my husband gets there with the saw if I get a yes. And then I give Reiki to the tree in order to help it heal where that branch was cut. We've been doing this for years and years. Anything that we do, pulling weeds, thanking those weeds for bringing their own special blessings to this planet, and always with as much reverence as I can.
That's beautiful. I love that. When thinking about creating memes, this channel, One with the Earth, is the only one of the Enlightened World Network channels where you are invited to bring your own memes and graphics on. They are to be somehow supportive of the genre that we're doing, rather than pulling people off to your shows or, selling your wares kind of thing. But we are welcoming folks to participate and call this your channel in this way. I can tell Keira and Sharon are going to be collaborating here on something. So I can't wait to see what it is that they're going to be bringing to the table.
Me too.
Yes. So Sommer, thank you so much for this platform today. It's such a beautiful gift to be able to bring this collective here to SINE and share that with you all. And our doors are open. If any of the SINE members, and I'm a fellow SINE member, if any of the SINE members want to talk about the possibility of a show on Enlightened World Network, One with the Earth, or on the Sacred channel or the Enlightened Living channel, just reach out to me. I would so love to work with each and every one of you.
Yeah, and I just want to suggest too, and kind of nudge, if anyone's listening, seeing the replay and feeling, what is being so clearly called to this channel. And, I loved what was said too of our dear gentleman that was here. Sorry, what was it? Tomás. And I know he's not here now. He had to leave early, but he said, that there is a place for everyone, that there really is. And I agree, like there really is a space for everyone. And no matter where you're at and what's unfolding inside you right now, that I really do believe that everyone's exactly like where they need to be for what is next for them. And I've just always felt the warm welcome opening of Enlightened World Network's door. Like the door has such a soft opening, and I just have always appreciated that. And you hold that door open and make space and say yes, and I think that that's a really special thing that the Enlightened World Network offers. So, and I just want to say too, when I was listening to Keira kind of having ideas about collaboration, I suddenly had this like feeling of, if you were to connect with other people, that also how others connect with trees in different places in the world, what an interesting context. Or other people that hear the mountains, we all have different ways of relating and what trees are saying. but I just think it would be so fascinating to invite people from different places in the world to speak and share their what comes through of the trees that are on their land, you know, and how that relates of the trees of where you are in the world. I just wanted to share that. I don't know how that lands for you, take it or leave it, but I just was like, ooh, I felt that just hearing you talk about mycelium network. So yeah, thank you. And blessings on this launch. And you know, anything that Ruth, when she hears the call, it's really clear, and I always see it flourish. So you're in good company with Ruth.
No. Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'm
True.
hoping to see Sommer Joy Raymer dancing on this channel at some point.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, it's yeah. You know, the origins of my soul and my ancestors is something called the Garden of Joy. And it's been kind of in the last year, I've been deeply with it, but I'm writing a book. So I'm deeply with it, and it's in a space right now where I'm less extrovert about it. I need to really be with it and kind of in relationship with it with myself. And so when that is like ready to lift off and be more you know, present. And I talk about portals. I work with 8 different portals. So it was so sweet to hear you say portals, Sharon. And, you know, that there is that I'm unfolding right now. It's a very, very synergistic book as well. Enlightened World Network is definitely present in the book as well. And yeah, more coming soon. When that book gets to the point of it's being ready, I'll be more out with that. Yes. So thank you for always nudging me, Ruth.
Of course. Well, and one last thing I'd like to say, you have such a beautiful connection with some of our Indigenous brothers and sisters. And Shannon Lane is someone who's going to be speaking at.
Ooh, that's so wonderful to hear. Yeah. Good.
So we really are open to all of that. And this is a place for the storytelling. This is a place for bringing in the history, right? The love relationship with the planet from some of our family members that have been here longer than anybody else, and has that pure understanding of love with the planet from that lore, that family lore. So please keep that in mind too with Chief Beautiful. Lane and Shannon.
Yeah, well, Shannon, you know, Shannon Lane is part of her origins is Lakota, and her father is a hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. And he says this, and I really, it's more and more true for me more recently, that we are all, you know, come from some sense of an origin of being native and being indigenous. We all are. And, you know, and Shannon Lane, her medicine and her presence will be very powerful. And yeah, I mean, I feel it is really important how we can be allies to, especially, you know, the wisdom of the indigenous, but also to be compassionate about the massive oppression that's going on with these people that hold such extraordinary wisdom. And you know, they've been in they're finding their way. And how can we be an ally? How can we be true accomplices of those that are the most oppressed right now? I think is also really important, as we are one with the earth. How do we do that? You know, I constantly come to that question, less of what's the answer, but more the quest, you know, like how can I do that and walk the red road in a good way, you know, to make more bridges, you know. So I'm really grateful to hear you're making that bridge here in Enlightened World Network too, and inviting that. Yeah, diversity. It's good.
Yes. Well, thank you, Sommer. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend, wonderful launch, and blessings. Is there anything else that needs to be said before we stop the live and continue this glorious journey?
Yeah, I just want to thank Keira and Sharon and Tomás, and of course you, Sommer. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes. This has, it's just so expansive and full of love and guided by, it's so guided by the archangels, it's so guided by the divine healers. This has the potential to be really, really big and expansive for each and every one of us. So I'm just excited to watch it roll out.
Yeah, good. Yay. I love that image too. I just keep being drawn to that image of the polar bear behind you, Keira. I feel that as we walk with our four-leggeds forward.
This is my spirit bear. So this is actually not a polar bear, but a northern blonde black bear. They call them spirit bear. So they maybe live, they don't live, I haven't seen them here in Oregon, even though we have black bears. They live more in the northern countries, so maybe closer to you, Sommer.
I've never seen one. I would like to see one. Well, hopefully at a safe distance.
I forget exactly where, but yes, they're closer to you than me. And my spirit is very much bear, which may be why Ruth said what she did about my connection to the earth. I think of that the way the bear in the tapestry puts her foot down, and I was not looking for a tapestry when I found this tapestry, but when I saw that bear's face, I could feel a resonance in my own spirit. And so this bear has been present throughout this journey of bringing my gifts in this particular way. So thank you for witnessing.
All right. I think that's okay. Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
Love you.
Love you.